Hello, race fans, and one of the most iconic sports in NASCAR. Spots in NASCAR, it's the World Center of Racing at Daytona Beach, Florida, and we're about to have a double serving of the NASCAR Cup Series. Sunday, Mother Nature wasn't so kind to us, so we're going to come back on a beautiful and blue sky Monday afternoon to do a little bit of racing action. What better way to spend it and get ready for this race than to walk around the Cup Garage? Cars are starting to fire up, and we're going to get rolling here, so let's take a tour with me around the Cup Series garage. Fans have already started to pile in here. They've been here for hours, so not many people have left us. It's going to be a really good crowd here again. You see the 95 of Christopher Bell making his Cup Series debut for the second time. He ran 20 laps yesterday. He's going to take the green flag for 180 laps left in the Daytona 500. We see the 3 of Austin Dillon there in the Bass Pro Shops Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing. He has a Daytona 500 win here already, and he is looking to add his name to the list of active drivers with multiple wins at the Daytona 500 in the Cup Series. We're going to continue to walk down. Hopefully we're going to find some drivers here that can give us a little bit of perspective on what yesterday was like with all of the pre-race festivities and everything that went on. So we're going to talk to them about what it felt like to be in the car and if they're ready for the next 180 laps, because I can guarantee you that it's going to get crazy regardless of what day we race on. The 21 of Matt DiBenedetto is right here in stall 6. Fans have been really excited to see him now with the Wood Brothers Racing. The alliance with Team Penske that he has, showing some speed over speed weeks. Wouldn't it be a storybook start to his 21 Cup Series career for the Wood Brothers Racing if he could get a win in the Daytona 500 later today? One final time, Jimmy Johnson is going to take the green flag at the Daytona 500 for the restart for 180 laps, the Ally 48 for Hendrick Motorsports. Fans always love seeing Jimmy around. He's been with his family here the whole entire time, taking pictures with fans. So it's been nice to have time to appreciate the 7-time Cup Series champion. Next to him is the 41 of Cole Custer, another one of our great 2020 Sunoco rookie class members. They sat down with Jeff Gordon, and both of them said, all 4 of them said that they were excited, but it was a little nerve-wracking to have their very first Cup Series full-time start be the biggest race of the year. So the 41's looking to take Stewart Haas Racing into victory lane here coming up later today. Then you see the 20 of Eric Jones, won here in July of 2018. I know he would like to change it from a July win again to now a February win because the Daytona 500 is on everybody's radar. The Joe Gibbs Racing cars were working together at the end of the 20 laps that we got through. Make sure that you're going to want to see all this action coming up at 4 p.m. on Fox. And don't forget, we saw Jimmy Johnson with the 48. He's going to have a live in-car camera on YouTube. So if you want to ride along with the 7-time champion for his last full-time start at the Daytona 500, then make sure and tune into that. We're going to keep walking. Let's take a look at how we finished the last 20 laps. Let's look at the starting 5 that will restart when the green flag drops. It's going to be the 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who led all 20 laps yesterday. Then we have Joey Logano rolling off P2 on the front row. We also have Eric Amarola, Ryan Newman, and then Kevin Harvick rounding out the top 5. So some heavy hitters there in the front. We saw the Fords working together already. We saw a little aggressive driving in just 20 laps. So if we've already seen it in 20 laps, imagine what we're going to see in 180. The stage ends are going to be crazy, and then I can only imagine what the last about 10 laps here in Daytona on a Monday night are going to be. We saw the back of Jimmy Johnson's 48 car, but now we're going to take a shot at it rolling to get ready and set up on the grid. Crew guys have their game face on. We are going to keep walking down here. We're hopefully going to have some drivers that come out and talk to us. There's the #1 Monster Energy Ford of Chevy of Kurt Busch. He also has a Daytona 500 win in 2017. The 88 of Alex Bowman. The Hendrick Motorsports crew has shown a lot of speed. We know that their engine power is always strong on super speedways, so it will be interesting to see. He started on the front row, dropped back to 16th, but you know it's not over until the final lap and that checkered flag. So maybe he can make some moves and push back up to the front. Here is the 9 of Chase Elliott, NASCAR's most popular driver. Expect to see the Chevrolets and Hendrick Motorsports all working together, making some aggressive moves. Car is about to be fired up, so crew members are getting ready for that. Don't forget Daytona 500. I'm going to keep reminding you because you're not going to want to miss it, and this is your full excuse to get out of work and leave early because we're restarting at 4 p.m. on Fox. So leave work, do what you have to do, make sure the kids lay down for a nap, and enjoy the Daytona 500. Let's walk over here. You can see all of the haulers that are over here on the front row of the garage. Drivers will most of the time head into here before they get started on pit road to grid up on those cars. A lot of them have been anxious to get back racing. Here is the 12 of Ryan Blaney. Team Penske has also shown a lot of speed. We know that Joey Logano and Brad Keselowski are really good super speedway racers, and Ryan Blaney actually has the most recent win at a super speedway, winning in 2019 at Talladega. If we want to pan over here to the left, there is the 13 of Ty Dillon, that Chevy car. Daytona is really a spot where teams like Germain Racing can get a win here and cement their career and their lives with being a Daytona 500 champion, the biggest race of the year. Here is the 17 of Chris Buescher. He has moved over to Roush Fenway Racing this year, so this will be his first ever Cup start in the 17. Okay, we're going to walk down here and see if we can find some drivers because they can tell it to you better than I can. So let's keep walking. A lot of fans here in the garage area, as you can see, so a great turnout. The weather is hopefully going to behave for us. Mother Nature did not like us last night, and she decided to cry from the sky a lot. So we are now back on a beautiful Monday afternoon. Coverage will begin at 4 p.m. on Fox. Gonna walk, see all the kids running around, having a good time. I hope they're out of school or either mom and dad don't know. I think we're gonna go over here and head and try and find our pole sitter and who is leading all laps for the Daytona 500. All right, walk up in here. Let's find him. I'm gonna sneak up in here. He doesn't even know that I'm coming. Hello.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Wonderful, I'm ready to go.
Are you anxious a little bit?
Yeah, I've been anxious for a while, so I didn't really want the race to stop running the other night. I felt like we had everybody where we wanted them. Everybody was behind us, and we were logging laps and getting ready to think about what we were going to do to pit.
Speaking of everybody behind you, we've already seen some aggressive driving in just the 20 laps. You were leading all 20, but threw a couple blocks in there. So can we expect that to continue for 180 laps?
Yeah, I think you will. Us drivers, we get kind of frustrated just riding around unless you're leading. I didn't mind riding around while we were leading, but I think you get the restarts are what's crazy because eventually it's going to kind of single file out for a minute, log some laps until you get ready to do your pit stop. And so the restarts are where it gets aggressive, just trying to get yourself in position, in line where you want to be. And, just so you work hard to do that as soon as the green flag comes out. And then you don't want to be the last one to get in line because then you're stuck and you fall. Play, and you hope you play it right.
The storyline with you for Speed Weeks has been the first season with JTG, but you have your crew chief, Brian Patty, some familiarity on the team. So what's it like coming with Patty and just possibly getting this first win in the Daytona 500?
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty seamless transition with Brian and, having him in the shop all the time. And, when I'm not in the shop, he's constantly giving me updates of what they're doing in the shop to the cars and, how everything's flowing and just, really pushing things along. So I have confidence that I know he's doing the right things because I feel like he's the best crew chief out there. And I think it showed what him and Mike Kelly and Ernie Cope and everybody at the shop put together can do to a race car. We brought a fast one down here, and it's been fun to drive so far.
All right, well, it's like deja vu all over again. You're rolling off P1, so good luck. All right, let's turn it around. We're going to head next. We're going to try and get the number 8 of Tyler Reddick. He's had a camera crew following him in the entire time of Speed Weeks for Motor Trend's NASCAR All-In Series, which is now streaming, so go watch that. Hello, how are you? Welcome to day 2. This is deja vu. I just told Ricky it's literally deja vu for you guys.
Oh, this isn't day 2. I think we're going on day 11,
20.
day 12. I don't know. We've been down here a while, but day 2, attempt number 2 for the Daytona 500 for sure.
Well, attempt number 2 for you, but we all know that this is your first start as a full-time Cup Series driver. So yesterday, when the green flag dropped for the first time, and everything that ensued in pre-race festivities and the activities, what was going through your mind? How fast was your heart beating that it was green flag for the Daytona 500?
It wasn't really beating that fast, honestly.
Only you would say that.
I was actually, I was a little surprised there the first 5-6 laps when all of a sudden we were 3 wide. People started getting really aggressive early on for position, just jockeying around. But I was happy with who I was around, so I was comfortable staying in there. And it just snap of the fingers almost, and then everyone decided to be conservative and file into the top. So I gained a lot of spots, and then by the time I finally got back in line with the top groove in those cars, I was pretty much right back where I started. So that's where we're going to be rolling off, I believe, 22nd, like we were going to start the day originally. So it's kind of like we hit the reset button.
Exactly. We know that manufacturers tend to work together as well, and we've already seen a lot with the Fords and the Chevys working together. Can we expect more of the same? And how do you think that's going to play out when it comes to those final 10 laps of the race and who's still sticking around?
Well, I think a lot of that's going to dictate where everyone's going to be come those last 10, 15 laps of the race. Definitely, it's pretty obvious each manufacturer wants to push their own, but it's all about getting numbers and trying to get as many as you can up towards the front. So we'll see how that shakes out, but, strategy is going to be crazy here. I feel like, if we all try and hit pit road at the same time, it makes for crazy green flag stops. So just going to be one of those deals we're going to have to keep our eye on and just see what happens, stay on our toes. Everyone kind of knows we're all working together. It's just a matter of who decides to pit when and where, and who does it the most successfully and keeps the most cars in the draft.
Before I let you go, we have to mention your newborn. Bo is here in Daytona. What's it been like just being a first-time dad and having Bo around for Daytona?
Well, I already screwed up yesterday. I had him out. I had him out with me too long for pre-race driver intros and everything. Got a little sunburnt, but he's okay. We'll just keep him in the bus today, and if something crazy happens here later on, we'll bring him out.
All right, Alexa, put some sunscreen on Bo.
Yeah.
Good luck. Thank you. All right, that was Tyler Reddick, who's going to be rolling off P22 when we get the green flag back dropped here at Daytona. Let's continue walking because I want to show you guys more of the garage. Cars are, like we said, now leaving their garage stalls. They're rolling off. The crew members are taking them to pit road so that they can grid up so we can get engines refired. Don't forget, keep reminding you guys, 4 p.m. on Fox, you need to be in front of a television watching who's going to win the 62nd annual Daytona 500. It will change their career, change their life. It's one of the biggest races to win, and I can tell you that every driver has said that this is one on their list that they want to win before their career is all said and done. All of the Hendrick cars have left their pit stalls, garage stalls, so we're going to keep walking, try and catch up with maybe another driver or two. You can see the cover of the 2 of Brad Keselowski. That is not the car, thank goodness. We will hopefully not have any covers on the car come 4 p.m. It's always funny to see crew guys just hanging out in the garage with their game faces on. It has to be, I mean, it is game day for them, essentially. So they're getting ready for race day. There's the 12 of Ryan Blaney again, has that win back in 2019 at Talladega. So he would like to add another super speedway victory to his resume. Speaking of another super speedway victory to his resume, coming from the back, he actually failed pre-race inspection twice yesterday, so had to move up to the rear, but we've already seen how strong of a start that the 11 of Denny Hamlin and his Joe Gibbs Racing teammates went back in the back to try and help pick him up, and he is looking for a 3rd Daytona 500 victory. He would be one of few drivers to go back-to-back in Daytona. There is the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. New crew chief this year with James Small, Cole Pern stepping away from racing to spend time with his family. But the 19 would like to get in victory lane for his honor and also for James Small's first crew chief start in the Cup Series to win. Now we're going to see the 18 of Kyle Busch to our right. There is the Mars M&M's Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. This is his 15th start here at Daytona for the Daytona 500 and has yet to win this one. He's checked off every single track, has over 200 wins, but no Daytona 500 victory. So he would like to add that to his stacked resume as well. All right, we saw the back of Ryan Blaney. Now we're going to head to our left and see it rolling to the grid. That bright highlighter Menards 12. The blue ovals were looking strong yesterday, so I know that they're going to continue to work together and try and get one of them in victory lane. And Ryan Blaney is hoping that it will be him in the number 12. We are going to follow, we'll just play a little game of tag with the 12 and see if we can follow them out to pit road. This is the 62nd running of the Daytona 500. All right, so we're not going to go that way. We're going to continue to go this way. Let's go back around. Don't forget, this is everybody's favorite paint scheme of the week. I feel like the 43 of Bubba Wallace in that U.S. Air Force Chevy for Richard Petty Motorsports. All right, guys, that is our garage tour. Talk to a couple of drivers here. We're going to get the green flag and engines backfired for the Daytona 500. Don't forget to keep the stream up for Jimmy Johnson. He's a live in-car camera, so you can be with the 7-time champion this whole entire race. And 4 p.m., it's your get out of work, get out of any obligation that you have, and find a TV coming up in the 62nd annual Daytona 500, 4 p.m. on Fox. Thanks for walking the garage with me, and enjoy race day.